Hello, friends. My name is Dallas. Welcome back to my channel, Trauma to Thriving. Here we talk about healing, hope, and the truth that it's never too late to heal. Today, I'm going to talk about something that honestly was a foreign language to me: boundaries. For many trauma survivors, boundaries can feel confusing, uncomfortable, or even selfish. But boundaries aren't walls to keep people out. They're simply healthy limits that are set to protect us. If you have ever said yes when you wanted to say no, if you've ever felt guilty for taking care of yourself, if you have ever felt responsible for other people's happiness, this conversation is for you. When trauma begins in childhood, especially if it starts very young, a child often learns that their needs, their privacy, their personal space do not matter. Instead of learning, I have a right to say no, they learn, I have to keep everyone else happy in order to stay safe. So, what's the purpose of boundaries? Well, boundaries help to protect our emotional and physical safety. They define what behavior is acceptable and unacceptable. Boundaries help preserve our energy and our peace. They help develop self respect and they help develop trust in yourself. Healthy boundaries communicate: this is what I'm comfortable with, and this is what I'm uncomfortable with. Even so, boundaries can be super difficult for trauma survivors. And that's because many trauma survivors grew up in environments where boundaries were ignored, boundaries were punished, and most likely, boundaries were never modeled. For example, if a parent routinely went through your belongings, read your journal, searched your room, and then publicly embarrassed you, the message you likely received was not, I want to know what's going on as a concerned parent. The message received was, you are not entitled to privacy. Your thoughts don't belong to you. Or you don't get a say. As a child, you just cannot understand. You don't know that a parent's behavior is inappropriate. Instead, the child assumes there must be something wrong with me. And over time, this can develop into adults who over-explain themselves, feel guilty saying no, struggle to identify their own needs, or they fear disappointing people. Trauma teaches our nervous system that the world is unpredictable and unsafe. Boundaries help our nervous system to learn that I can protect myself now. Every single healthy boundary you set becomes evidence that you are no longer that powerless child you once were. When you decline an invitation that you don't want to attend anyway, when you refuse to tolerate disrespect, when you leave a toxic conversation, or when you stop explaining yourself, You are teaching your nervous system something new. You're teaching it, I have choices. And that realization is so powerful. Many trauma survivors carry responsibilities that were never theirs to carry. They carry other people's anger, other people's expectations, other people's disappointments. Boundaries can help separate what is mine and what is yours. A healthy boundary says, I am responsible for my behavior. You are responsible for your behavior. Boundaries are an act of self love. Most people, not just survivors, believe that self love means positive affirmations, self care activities, you know, massages, bubble baths, meditation. And while all of these are great, the highest form of self love is protecting yourself. A boundary is a way of saying, I matter. My needs matter. My feelings matter. My peace matters. For someone who spent years believing everyone else mattered more, this realization can feel revolutionary. So, knowing all that, you would think that it's common sense to set boundaries. You would think it would be easy. So, why does that fear keep coming up? Well, that's usually because trauma survivors worry. They worry that people will think they're selfish. They worry that people will get angry. They worry that people will leave. But healthy people generally respect healthy boundaries. The people who become upset about your boundaries are usually the ones that took advantage of the fact that you had no boundaries. Boundaries are not about controlling other people. They are about deciding what you will do when one of them is crossed. Instead of saying you have to stop yelling, a boundary says, if the yelling continues, I will leave this conversation. We cannot control others. We can control our response. Many of us spent decades trying to earn love with no boundaries. The truth is, the people that really love you don't need or want you to abandon yourself in order to keep them. Healthy boundaries don't destroy relationships. They reveal which relationships are strong enough to survive honesty. Remember, healing is about taking your power back. Learning and implementing boundaries are one of the clearest ways to do that. Every time you honor a boundary, you send yourself a powerful message. The message that you are no longer that powerless child. I am an adult now. I can protect me. If the one and only perfect being that ever walked this planet had boundaries, then why can't you? Jesus loved deeply, but he withdrew. He did not give everyone access. Sometimes He rested. Sometimes he walked away. Sometimes he said no. The most loving person who ever lived had boundaries. So, friends, if any of what I've said has resonated with you, please do comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what boundaries have changed your life for the better. Remember to subscribe and hit that little notification button. That's that little bell icon. I'll leave you with this thought. Jesus tells us we are here to do 3 things. Love God, love yourself, love your neighbor. I love you. Have a blessed week. I'll see you next week.